Welcome to the appendix, where we read the primary sources of the past so the present can be better understood. Today's primary source: protest against the caucus by the General Assembly of the State of Tennessee, 1823. With the breakdown of the machinery provided by the Constitution for the election of the President, there arose the practice of nominations by party caucus. The growth of the caucus system aroused widespread discontent, and the defeat of Crawford, the choice for the rump caucus of the Republican Party in 1824, marked the death of King Caucus. The caucus system of nominating was supplanted by nominations by state legislatures and eventually by national conventions. For the origin of the caucus, see A.C. McLaughlin and B.H. Hart, Cyclopedia of American Government. The General Assembly of the State of Tennessee has taken into consideration the practice which, on former occasions, has prevailed at the city of Washington of members of the Congress of the United States meeting in caucus and nominating persons to be voted for as President and Vice President of the United States. And upon the best view of the subject which this General Assembly has been able to take, it is believed that the practice of congressional nominations is a violation of the spirit of the Constitution of the United States. That instrument provides that there shall be 3 separate and distinct departments of the government, and great care and caution seems to have been exercised by its framers to prevent any one department from exercising the smallest degree of influence over another, and such solicitude was felt on this subject that in the second section of the second article it is expressly declared that no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. From this provision, it is apparent that the convention intended that the members of the Congress should not be the principal and primary agents or actors in electing the President and Vice President of the United States. So far from it, they are expressly disqualified from being placed in a situation to vote for these high officers. If there is not more danger, an undue influence to be apprehended with the members of Congress met in caucus and mutually and solemnly pledge themselves to support the individuals who may have the highest number of votes in such meetings, then there would be in permitting them to be eligible to appointment of electors. In the later case, a few characters rendered ineligible by the Constitution might succeed, but in the former, a powerful combination of influential men is formed who may fix upon the American people their highest officers against the consent of a clear majority of the people themselves. And this may be done by the very men whom the Constitution intended to prohibit from acting on the subject. Upon an examination of the Constitution of the United States, there is but one case in which the members of Congress are permitted to act, which is in the event of a failure to make an election by the Electoral College, and then the members of the House of Representatives vote by states. With what propriety the same man who, in the year 1825, may be called on to discharge a constitutional duty, can, in the year 1824, go into a caucus and pledge themselves to support the men they nominated, cannot be discerned, especially when it might so happen that the persons thus nominated could not under any circumstances obtain a single vote for the state whose members stand pledged to support them. Upon a review of the whole question, the following reasons, which admit of much amplification and enlargement, more than has been urged in the foregoing, might be conclusively relied on to prove the impolicy and unconstitutionality of the congressional nominations of candidates for presidency and vice presidency of the United States. First, A caucus nomination is against the spirit of the Constitution. Second, it is both inexpedient and impolitic. Third, members of the Congress may become the final electors and therefore ought not to prejudice the case by particular candidates. Fourth, it violates the equality intended to be secured by the Constitution to the weaker states. Fifth, caucus nominations may, in time, by the interference of the states, acquire the force of presidents and become authoritative, and thereby endanger the liberties of the American people. Thank you for joining us for our primary source today on the appendix. We will see you in the stacks.